I know I'm about 5 weeks late to cover this, but I'm also about 5 weeks late on my upload schedule, so this checks out. I mean, ask yourself, when have I ever been on time for my uploads? This is my bi-weekly schedule. Anyway, what I'm late for, besides everything else, is talking about the hype that is Chainsawman. I'm still in disbelief that part 2 has actually begun after what seemed like the wait for a Kendrick album. And not only that, we're getting the anime in 2 months too. This is where I invoke the oh we eating for real. Cause at this very moment, we are eating for real. Everything is on fire in terms of the world right now, but at least there's more Chainsaw Man in the world, which doesn't sound like a plus, but if you've read the manga, you know it's definitely a plus. And if you haven't read the manga, get to it. You won't regret it, probably. So Read Everyone will tell you is worth your time. You start reading for the shits and giggles, but by the end of part 1, you're in the middle of some heavy existential dread. Isn't that what you always want in your reads? Couldn't get that from Sword Art Online, could you? It really does a great job to keep you invested and reward you for being invested through scenes that will break you emotionally. It's also the reason why grown men bark at Makima cosplays, but that's not a negative for it, I think. Denji's such a breath of fresh air from your typical shonen protagonist cookie cutter formula. He just wants to live a normal life, and the only reason he does the old devil hunting is to touch some boobs. Oh, and because he might actually get killed if he didn't, but the first thing is more important. His personality is also different from other protagonists, in that he's mostly selfish and only ever does things for himself, but this serves to make it even more impactful when he does things for other people whenever he does. I really dig his dynamic with Power, who's kind of like him in terms of personality, but also ramped up to 100. So you never know when they're at odds or when they're banding together to annoy Aki for no reason other than why not. It's gonna be a real treat to see these things animated. I've been looking forward to this for like a whole year, and I cannot believe the anime is actually coming so close. And with Mappa at the helm, you already know the fight choreography and whole feel of the anime is gonna be off the hook. I know Spy Family has been phenomenal and might be a shoo-in for anime of the year, but something tells me Mappa might pull the rug from under their feet and be the last one standing. And that's not for nothing. Spy Family is
Nice.
but Chainsaw Man is just so good. And they'd have to be trying in order to make it flop, but even from the trailer you could tell it's definitely in good hands. I mean, come on, they got Jolene Cujo to play Power. That's power moves. You know what? To prove that I'm committing to betting that Chainsaw Man's anime will actually dethrone Spy Family as anime of the year this year, I'm betting this rare Yu-Gi-Oh card. My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card is the ante for this bet. It's Defender of the Labyrinth. It's like the best link ever. And if I lose, I guess I'm gonna tear it up. And you're part of the deal? Well, this is the cool part. If I'm right, you owe me R1,000,000,000. Or I guess that would translate to a single One Piece volume. But if you subscribe right now, you don't need to pay because you're part of my Nakama, and I would never charge my Nakama. So stick around and see if I end up tearing this incredibly valuable card, or if I end up rubbing it in your face in the end. What I'm getting at here is Chainsaw Man equals good. There's a great story that keeps you invested, because everyone I know who's read it says they started reading it normally, but then they found themselves binging it until the end at some point, so you know shit ramps up pretty well. The characters are also pretty darn cool and memorable too. I haven't read it in 2 years, but I still remember Aki, Power, Makima, Kusakabe, and of course the main man Pochita. I can't say much about part 2 of Chainsaw Man without spoiling, but what's happening so far though, I've been enjoying it so far. I don't know where the story's headed, but I'm enjoying it. I trust Fujimoto sensei. I don't know if he can top part 1 of the story, but if anyone can do it, it's him. He did write the story after all. Just gotta wait for the action to ramp up in this current part, I guess. And with the latest chapter, I'm inclined to say that fecal matter is about to hit the rotating ceiling blades, so to speak. I mean, by the time I finish this video, it'll probably be like 2 weeks after chapter 102, but I'll try not to take forever this time. I've been starved of Chainsaw Man content for the past 2 years, and I definitely don't want to waste time in discussing it. And you know good and damn well I'm going to be covering the anime when it comes out, so subscribe for more Chainsaw Man, okay? It'll be worth your while, I promise. And I've said this before and I've been wrong all those times, but I'm definitely going to start uploading more often now, definitely. So rev up your chainsaws that you own for some reason and mark October whenever 2022 on your calendar, because the anime is bound to be a banger. So what are you waiting for, gosh darn it? Stop what you're doing and pick up some Chainsaw Man. This isn't a request. It's an order.